One of the most famous stories in the Bible is when the children of Israel are led by Moses out of Egypt on the way to the Promised Land. Now, Egypt was a place of slavery for them where they didn't want to be. The Promised Land was a place of milk and honey, but between those two places was the wilderness. And the wilderness was a place of conflict. Now, one of the things that you have to understand in your business, and I know that you do, is that often business is like that wilderness place where there is challenge, there is difficulty, there's a lack of resources, and it's often characterized by interpersonal conflict in your organization and complaining against one another. You know, in construction, the field complains against the office has a beef with payroll. All kinds of issues can occur in a construction company, and you know, a lot of times this is perfectly normal. Your job as a leader is to help people in your organization negotiate those conflicts and reach good conclusions. Because you all have the goal of getting to the Promised Land, right? Getting to a place of profitability and sustained success and even harmony as a team, but sometimes you're not quite there. So as a leader, there's three things that you should focus on. Number one, when you're in a meeting and a couple of your people get into conflict, you don't want to stop it. You want to give permission for that conflict to take place. Now, if it gets personal, then you need to be able to step in and say, hold on a second. But what happens a lot of times is that a conflict occurs and then people sort of back off and they say, oh no, we can't do that. We can't really talk about what's really going on. And you must give people permission to get deep into an issue and really address what's going on. That's one of your jobs as a leader. Second thing you need to do is understand the flow and the rhythm of problem solving and conflict resolution. People come together, they get into conflict, they discuss a situation, but you're not going to fix the problem every time in just one meeting. People need to go apart and consider things and work through various situations, come up with new ideas, and then come together again. So you have to reassure people that if it's not fixed in this meeting, we can always have another meeting. Now, you don't want things dragging on again and again and again, but my point is, don't try and solve everything all at once. And then the third thing is that you want to give people reassurance. After those conflict meetings, when emotions get heated, one of your jobs as a leader is to go up to your folks who are involved in that conflict and reassure them of the importance of the conflict and also reassure them of the good intentions of everyone involved in the conflict, as long as those good intentions are an actual fact. And by the way, if you suspect that someone doesn't have good intentions, they just have a personal agenda which is not linked to the strategic success of your company, you must address that as a leader also. So those are three things that you can do when conflict comes up, when business is like a wilderness, when you're not quite at the Promised Land of milk and honey and success and profitability. What you need to do is give people permission to get into those conflicts. Number two, understand that you're not going to solve everything in just one meeting most of the time. And then number three, reassure people after the conflict that everyone has good intentions and that their participation and involvement is very important. So I hope you found this helpful. My name's Eric Anderton. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. You can also follow me on YouTube. I got a bunch of videos over there. You can check me out there too. So appreciate you watching. Have a great day.